What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to show you how to fix the game Invasion for MAME. This game doesn't let you reload out of the box. It's broken pretty much. So I'm going to show you how to fix that, and I'm also going to show you how to adjust the sound because out of the box the sound is pretty low. The first thing you have to do is watch the video in the description. I already showed how to enable cheats in MAME, and in that video I show how to go and get the latest cheat file that is on the internet. So I want you guys to do that before doing anything else, and you can continue this video after you do that. So the first thing you want to do is go over to your MAME installation folder. If you have one of my systems, don't worry about this part because I'm going to show you a different way of doing it. So really quickly, for anybody that doesn't have one of my systems, go to where you have MAME installed. In my case, I'm going to go here to this folder, and then you want to look for mame.ini. If you don't have mame.ini, just search how to create it and you'll get the answer pretty quickly. But you open this up, and here I'm going to look for cheat. So Control F and then look for cheat. I'm going to go keep hitting next until I find this line, cheat, and then normally you would have a 0 here. Just delete the 0, put a 1, and save this file, and now your cheats are enabled. And then I'm going to show you what to do once you're in the game. For anybody that has one of my systems, I'm going to leave this on 0. I'm going to save it. What you want to do is you want to open up Rocket Launcher. And over here on the left, if you have an Aimtrak gun, you want to select Gun Games. If you have a Sinden, you want to select Gun Games Sinden. You want to go over here to the Modules tab and click this little icon over here to refresh the modules. Select MAME and then select the fourth icon from the right. Click on that. And then over here, you're gonna have it say false, right? So you want to set it to true. And if you have anything in here like a Z and X, just highlight it and delete it. You want this to be blank. Now this is going to enable cheats for every single gun game. And the bad thing about that is that it disables high scores. But I don't think that gun games have high scores, do they? Either way, if you wanted to do it only for the Invasion game, you can go over here to ROM settings, click add, look for Invasion. So INV, it comes right up, double click it. And then right here in parameters, you can simply type -cheat. And that would enable it only for this game. So you wouldn't do anything here. You would just come straight here and do this. I'm going to delete that since I already enabled it over here. Again, cheat mode true, nothing here. And now we're going to go ahead and start the game. Come over here to the Games tab, type in Invasion. You can hit this little icon right here. It comes up, and I hit the launch. All right, so once you're in here, whether you did it through Rocket Launcher or you edited the mame.ini file, you want to hit tab and you want to go down to cheat, and then you want to go down to player 1 infinite ammo, set that to on, and if you had a second player, you would do it for player 2 as well. And that's it. Now you would have infinite ammo. I'm going to test that real quick. I created a save state just to skip all the loading and all that stuff. So I'm going to load that save state, select it. And you do have to enable it again when you load the save state. So I'm going to go down really quickly. And, oh, actually it saved it. Okay. Or maybe just because I did it before. Either way, it's on. So here we go. And you can see that my bullets are infinite. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and show you guys how to do it a different way. So I'm going to exit. I'm going to go back and disable cheats. It doesn't really matter if I do this or not, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm just going to disable them real quick. So I'm going to set this to false. And I'm going to go ahead and start the game again. Now, what I'm going to show you now is how to fix the game so that you can actually reload and it's not a cheat. So you can reload off screen. It's a little bit wonky, but it works. So let's go ahead and start the game. And I'm just going to press P on the keyboard to pause it so we don't have anything going on in the background just for the purposes of this video. I'm going to press Tab on the keyboard and I'm going to go down to input this machine. Very important that you do input this machine, not input general. Enter on that, and then right here for player 1 button 1, this is what you want to do. You want to take your gun, point it away from the screen, press enter, squeeze the trigger. it should say something similar to this. You're going to press enter again. This time, actually, you know what? I didn't do that right because now it's going to take the movement as an input. All right, so let's go off of it like that, go back to it. I'm going to press enter again with the gun pointed away from the screen and squeeze the trigger. Okay, so I'm back to this. Now I'm going to point the gun at the screen before I press enter and then press the trigger, moving the gun as little as possible so it doesn't register the gun movement as an input. So let me do that. There you go. Now I have a clean gun 7 button 1 or gun 7 button 0. On your end, it's going to look different than this. The gun number might be different, but point is you don't want any X or Y movement or anything like that. You just want a gun, a number, and then button 1 or button 0 like you see on the screen. Or on your gun, it might say something else like a button 2, button 3, whatever. Point is you don't want any X or Y movement. All right, so now that I have the nice clean trigger and off-screen reload inputs in here, I'm going to go down to light gun X analog INC. Light gun X analog INC. And for this one, I'm going to point the gun away from the screen, press enter, squeeze the trigger. So there you go. You see that for player 1 button 1, it says gun 7 button 1 or gun 7 button 0. And for light gun X analog INC, it says gun 7 button 1. So it matches the first input of player 1 button 1. And that's all you have to do. If you have a player 2, you do the exact same steps for player 2 using your second gun. All right, so now let's get out of that. I'm going to press P to unpause the game. I'm just going to go ahead and load that save state again. So let's try that. And now the tricky thing with this is that you can only reload to the right side of the screen. All right, and it has to be exactly pretty much on the border. So what I mean by that is, let's go ahead and spend the bullets here. See, if I do it up, if I do it down, if I do it left, oh, down actually worked, okay, but it's wonky. Let me try that again. Yeah, see, the only reason it worked is because I kept pressing the trigger. And what this method does, without getting too much into it, is it moves the crosshair all the way to the right of the screen every time you press the trigger. And that's why that was working for me. But really what you want to do is you want to move the crosshairs all the way to the right like this, and then squeeze the trigger. See? There you go. Once you get used to it, it's pretty good and it works pretty well. But it does take some getting used to. You can only reload on the right side of the screen. So see, I move it all the way to the right and squeeze the trigger. Sometimes you have to squeeze the trigger twice. So let me just go ahead and continue here. So need to reload, move to the right, squeeze the trigger. Right, squeeze the trigger. All right, so I think you guys get the point. All right, so I almost forgot, but let's go ahead and take a look at how to fix the sound. So for that, let's start up the game. And let's go ahead and go into the test menu. So you're going to press F2 on the keyboard. If you have something like a Logitech K400, you want to press FN first, then F2. So let's go ahead and do that. And you can see that it says right there, scroll with volume up or down and select with any button. So I'm going to go ahead and do volume up or down, which is basically the plus and minus keys on the keyboard. And I am going to go down to volume adjustment. Select with any key, so I don't know, maybe space. Okay, that didn't work. So let's try F2. Okay, that worked. F2 to select. Let's try set game volume. So I'm going to do minus to go down and F2 while holding FN. And there you go. Now you can use the volume up or down to adjust the volume. So I'm going to do the plus. And you adjust it to whatever level you want. And we're going to press F2 to save that. Or not. Maybe hit any other button to exit. Let's see. Okay, so I just pressed the number 1, which is player 1 start. All right, so that saved it. So let's go down to return to main menu with the minus key. Let's do F2. And then let's go down with the minus key to exit to game over and press F2 again. And now your volume level is going to be at whatever level you set it to. Alright guys, so that is going to be it for this video. Hopefully that was helpful. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys on the next one.